Are you giving him a chance?
Sanders just throws it away, and out comes the flag. It was Trenton Simpson applying the pressure, and this is going to be grounding against Cleveland.
Without getting into specifics, obviously, with any quarterback, with any player, really with any quarterback, you want them to feel as comfortable as possible. For young players like Dylan and Shedeur, that's pulling from a lot of different avenues. That's pulling from things that, they've been comfortable with within your system, things that they like.
What they don't want you to see is the moment Browns OC Tommy Rees stopped smiling, took a deep breath, and basically admitted Shedeur Sanders' development is the kind of wild roller coaster. Should come with a seatbelt and a waiver form. 1 second, everything looks promising. And the next, he's dropping a brutally honest truth, like he's exposing a family secret on live TV. So buckle up, because whatever he just revealed about Shedeur is not what fans expected.
Shedeur Sanders' new footage of his practice today up there in Cleveland. And also, Tommy Rees spoke about the new quarterback, Shedeur Sanders. And also, one of his teammates, they digging Shedeur. They like Shedeur. They want Shedeur to succeed. And it's going to be important that the offensive coordinator and Shedeur be on the same page. And this offensive line this week, this Sunday, against Pete Carroll and the Las Vegas.
Tommy Rees. The Browns' offensive coordinator actually admitted that Shedeur Sanders might be one of the few young quarterbacks in the NFL who can make you simultaneously feel nervous and hopeful at the exact same time.
So that's our number one job, right? You want to make your quarterback comfortable. You want to call plays. You want to put in plays that breathe confidence into them as they hear them, as they call them, plays that they know they can make work. And then you press the guys around them to raise their level of play and play well to continue to breathe confidence into young players and into young quarterbacks. So that's really been the motivation this week moving forward. And had a good first day of practice, had a good walkthrough this morning, so continue to build off of that.
If you're enjoying, please subscribe. Shedeur Sanders to the channel, it helps more than you think. And it's not even subtle. Rees is out here basically saying, our number one job is to make Shedeur comfortable, which, if you've ever tried to get a rookie QB to feel like he belongs, is easier said than done.
And that's why, as we pivot to the Shedeur Sanders conversation this morning, all I want to say to people is, you're right. Whatever stance, and Zach Jackson said this on his podcast this morning as well, but it was what I went to bed thinking. Whatever your preconceived notion was about Shedeur Sanders, if you were dug in like us and you thought Shedeur Sanders was far and away a better quarterback than Dillon Gabriel, you're right. He proved that on Sunday. He looked better than Dillon Gabriel. He looked like he had...
Apparently. It involves pulling from every little thing he's ever been confident with, sprinkling in plays he knows, and surrounding him with teammates who are just marginally better than him at football, just to keep his morale high.
Get ready to talk about it right here on Sports Talk with B. White. Do me a favor, do me a solid. Hit the like button, subscribe, and comment in the comment section. How many yards do you expect Shedeur Sanders to have in passing against the Las Vegas Raiders this Sunday? Shedeur Sanders will be the starting quarterback this Sunday against the Las Vegas Raiders. It's Shedeur's first NFL start, as you know.
Basically, it's like trying to teach a toddler to tightrope walk. But with millions of dollars on the line, and what's the secret sauce here? Confidence. Everything is about confidence. Rees is straight up saying that the offense is built around making Shedeur feel like a king. Like every time he calls a play, he's walking into a warm bubble of certainty. And the rest of the guys? They're expected to magically raise their level of play to make him feel good. So not only does Shedeur have to be comfortable, he also has to rely on his teammates performing above human expectation, which is kind of the Browns' entire offensive philosophy right now. It's adorable in a tragic sort of way. Now, let's talk about expectations. Because of course, people are already losing their minds over what Shedeur can do after just a few reps. Rees is careful though, wisely refusing to slap a number on him or promise a miracle comeback. He's about the process, which in Brown speak means pour every ounce of energy into making him feel ready, then cross your fingers that it actually works on Sunday. So yes, there's prep, there's game planning, there's probably some pep talks involving metaphors about trees and roots or something, but in the end, it's about comfort, not stats. which makes total sense if your QB hasn't yet decided whether he's here to throw touchdowns or just survive the day. But let's rewind a bit to that debut game, Shedeur's first real taste of NFL chaos when he got thrown into the fire, and somehow didn't completely melt.
More raw talent than Dillon Gabriel. If you thought that he wasn't ready, if you thought that the immaturity and the fact that he turns his back to the defense was why he fell to the 5th round, you're right. If you thought that the Browns as an organization are irresponsible and they don't know how to develop young quarterbacks, and this ecosystem with Kevin Stefanski as the head coach hasn't developed anybody despite them lying to the national media, and you've got the CBS broadcast right before Shedeur Sanders came in. It was honestly poetically hilarious because the CBS broadcast is talking about how Kevin Stefanski told them through the week that they're maniacs about development.
Rees admits it was tough, which is putting it lightly. Imagine stepping into a hurricane with a clipboard and being expected to pilot a franchise. But somehow Shedeur fights. He stays in the moment and even has the Browns within striking distance of a win at the very end. The man almost pulled a victory out of thin air, which is remarkable considering the level of chemistry he has, or rather doesn't have with the rest of the team. And yes, he made mistakes, but that's adorable and terrifying all at once. Now here's where it gets spicy. Shedeur clearly has a preference for throwing deep. Rees isn't shy about admitting it. This kid likes to chuck it downfield like he's auditioning for a Madden highlight reel. And the coaching staff, they're leaning into it, designing plays to let him air it out. Because when you find something a rookie QB does well, you milk it until it either works or explodes in your face. Remember that early drive when Shedeur connected on a big throw to Harold? Yeah, that wasn't luck. That was the plan. That was them figuring out, okay, if we let Shedeur do his thing, maybe, just maybe we'll get some chunk plays and momentum before the defense figures out what's happening. And the receivers, like Gage, are expected to actually make these contested catches. Which is wild, because in the NFL, nothing is guaranteed, except disappointment. But in this scenario, the gamble sometimes pays off, which makes it entertaining for all the wrong reasons. And of course, defenses notice. The Ravens, clever devils, immediately adjusted when Shedeur stepped onto the field.
Where in the world is Shedeur Sanders going to wind up? He can't come back to the Browns after this season unless he is lights out for the rest of the year. Something about that relationship does feel not good. The staff does not seem invested in him in any sort of way, which means he probably has to go somewhere else to get this done. But who wants to sign up for this? This league is not about giving people chances. They give people jobs. You can seize an opportunity, but nobody owes you a chance.
Blitzes came like a tidal wave. Pressure was everywhere, and suddenly all the comfort-building strategies had to face reality. The Browns tried max protection, shifting launch points, tweaking checks, but some mistakes are inevitable. Shedeur had to navigate through a minefield of pressure and rookie moments. While he handled it with poise, the defensive adjustments exposed cracks in both him and the protection schemes. Let's just say, if you're a Browns fan, this is the part where you start holding your breath and praying that anyone catches the ball. First down yardage is another nightmare scenario. The Browns rank near the bottom of the league in first down yards, which naturally puts extra pressure on Shedeur. If your first down plays are weak, every single snap becomes a high-stakes gamble. Add in a rookie QB trying to find his rhythm behind an offensive line that sometimes looks like it's still learning the game, and you've got the perfect storm for chaos. Shedeur's development here isn't just about his arm or his decision-making. It's about surviving systemic issues and avoiding falling backwards into a spiral of panic, which he's actually doing impressively enough most of the time. In the mechanics, the mechanics. Early in the game, Shedeur had a tendency to drift backwards under pressure, which is rookie code for, I have no idea where my pocket is, but I'm going to find it by running away from everything. But as the game progressed, he started standing tall, planting his feet, and delivering big balls to the right targets. By the 2-minute drive, he's standing in the heart of the pocket like he belongs, finding receivers, extending plays, and showing flashes of a QB who might actually understand what he's doing.
So Shedeur Sanders is going to start against the Raiders. I like Cleveland to win. There's something called the Streisand effect. It's when somebody tries to hide news and it ends up making it a bigger story. That's what the Cleveland Brown conspiracy theorists believe is happening, that Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry are trying to bury Shedeur's.
Every step forward, here's basically a mini miracle. And every backward step is a reminder that he's still very much a rookie. Comedy and tragedy rolled into one helmet. Let's not forget the tempo changes. The Browns dialed up the pace in the second half, partly out of necessity, partly by design. 2-minute drills and situational urgency meant Shedeur had to think fast, move fast, and execute fast. And somehow, between the blitzes, missed protections, and general chaos, he managed to keep his head above water. You could argue that a rookie, KB, handling hurry-up offense against a competent defense is like watching someone juggle chainsaws on a unicycle. It's tense, thrilling, and you're waiting for disaster the whole time. Meanwhile, Dillon Gabriel is lurking in the background, the backup who still gets love from the coaching staff. Rees is careful not to start a war, emphasizing that development is a process. Dillon has areas to improve, but Shedeur is trending upward faster than a stock in a mem-fueled rally. If Shedeur keeps performing, tension builds because Kevin Stefanski's loyalty to Dillon is a known quantity. But performance speaks louder than favoritism. It's basically a slow-burning QB soap opera with real implications and zero scripted drama. Just raw, unfiltered NFL chaos. Then there's the matchup with Max Crosby and the Raiders, because of course, Crosby is the kind of defensive player who can ruin your life without ever touching the ball. Strip sacks, interceptions, disruption in passing lanes. It's a full sensory assault on any offense. The Browns have to neutralize him, or at least minimize the damage, while simultaneously coaching a rookie QB through his first taste of real adversity.
I think he will be better. I think in some ways he can't help but be better. There's no middle ground on this Shedeur discussion.
That's right,
right?
Sadly.
So if you take that out, if you had to choose this week, what do you think? Total failure or great success? I mean, nothing you've seen says success.
Yeah, no.
But I do think he'll be better, and I think I'm excited to see what happens. And to go to the middle ground discussion for one, like, it's important that he's at least that, because there aren't enough quarterbacks to go around.
Right.
It's like trying to teach someone to swim in a pool full of piranhas. But Shedeur is learning, adjusting, and surviving. You can't ask for much more in a rookie quarterback than that. And let's be honest, Shedeur's chemistry with the team is shaky at best. That's probably the most pivotal point for his success going forward. Even if he's talented, even if he throws lasers and makes insane reads, football is a team sport. Timing, trust, and familiarity matter. And Shedeur simply hasn't had enough reps with these guys to achieve seamless synergy. But here's the kicker. Despite the lack of chemistry, he nearly pulled a win out of thin air. That's remarkable, infuriating, and hilarious all at once. The fan perspective. They're already lobbying for him to get out of Cleveland, which in a way is fair. Shedeur's talent is evident, but the Browns aren't exactly the smoothest environment for rookie quarterbacks. Between inconsistent play calling, questionable protection, and the constant shadow of Dillon Gabriel, it's a lot to ask. Yet somehow, Shedeur navigates it with grit and flashes of brilliance. It's like watching someone climb a mountain in flip-flops, painful to watch, yet oddly impressive. So, what do we take away from all this? Shedeur Sanders is showing he's got the arm, the deep ball vision, and the resilience to survive a rookie season that's more brutal than a reality TV show elimination round. He's learning to stand in the pocket, handle pressure, and trust his teammates when they actually perform. Coaches are tailoring the offense to his strengths. Defenses are scheming around his tendencies. And fans are simultaneously exasperated and intrigued.
Therefore, these conspiracy theorists think, no, you're not. We're going to make it a bigger story. Dear Shedeur truthers, ask yourself, what does Cleveland or the NFL have to benefit by sabotaging Shedeur Sanders? Number one, young fans like him. Week 1 of the season, he had a top 5 jersey. He had good ratings in
It's a perfect storm of rookie. Development meets professional chaos. And somewhere in the middle of all this, Tommy Rees is the calm eye of the storm, calmly explaining how he's managing all the moving parts while secretly praying that Shedeur doesn't overthink the deep ball. But let's be real, if Shedeur balls out, there's no telling what happens next. Does he cement himself as the starter? Does he force Kevin Stefanski to reconsider his QB hierarchy? Or does Cleveland continue its tradition of overthinking, under-supporting, generally confusing everyone, including their own quarterback? All of these possibilities are tantalizing, terrifying, and hilarious, because in Cleveland, nothing is ever straightforward. And yet, here we are, watching a rookie QB make magic while everyone holds their breath, yells at the TV, and wonders how he's still alive after a week of chaos, blitzes, and questionable first down yardage. At the end of the day, it's a story of growth, grit, and slightly reckless optimism. Shedeur is learning, improving, and occasionally making you forget that you're watching a team that has historically been a cautionary tale. The potential is real, the flashes are there, and the drama is off the charts. And if the Browns can't capitalize on this, well, at least we've got front row seats to watch the chaos unfold, one deep ball and one pressure-packed snap at a time. Because nothing says NFL entertainment like a rookie quarterback, who could either be the next big thing or just a very talented chaos generator. And Shedeur, he's loving every terrifying, exhilarating second of it. So go ahead, Browns fans, grab your popcorn, watch it.
Steelers have to start Mason Rudolph this week. They're the only team in the division that hasn't played 3. So, you need Shedeur Sanders to be an NFL quarterback, even if he's not this mega star. You need him to go out there and read defenses and not throw pick sixes and do all those things. Like I said, I think he will be better, but this is important for the future of this franchise that he's at least a competent NFL player, because regardless of who wanted to make the investment, they've made the investment, and we didn't even get to Thanksgiving, and here he is playing.
Watch him stand in the pocket. Watch him throw the deep ball. Watch him survive the blitzes, and maybe, just maybe, watch him remind everyone that sometimes talent speaks louder than the chaos surrounding it. Because at the end of the day, Shedeur Sanders isn't just a rookie. He's a walking, pocket-welling, deep ball-throwing enigma, and the Browns are just along for the ride. And trust me, it's going to be one heck of a ride. And here's the real kicker. Shedeur isn't just surviving, he's learning how to manipulate the chaos around him. He's starting to read the defenses, anticipate pressure, and throw those big, chunk yard passes that make you sit up and say, okay, maybe this kid belongs here. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. For every impressive throw, there's still a moment where he's staring down a blitz like it's a tax audit. And you can almost hear his inner monologue screaming, why did nobody tell me this would be hard? It's rookie reality TV with shoulder pads. And somehow, we can't look away. What's hilarious is how the coaching staff has basically turned into personal hype men for Shedeur. They're out here tweaking protections, running reps that highlight his strengths, and giving pep talks that feel like they were borrowed from a feel-good movie montage.
It's absolutely a make-or-break game for his future with the Browns. I mean, I'm not going to say the future in the NFL because there's always somebody that might give you a second chance and grab you. But in terms of his future in Cleveland, it's this Sunday. He cannot look like trash. He cannot go out there and complete 25% of his passes. He cannot look lost and completely discombobulated. And we're not going to throw out excuses about him not having any time, any reps with the first team. And I'm not saying this negatively towards him. I don't believe he was put in a position to succeed.
Meanwhile, the other players are being asked to elevate their game purely for his confidence. Imagine that your teammates are playing better just so you can feel like a competent NFL quarterback. It's a level of manufactured comfort that borders on absurdity, but somehow it works, at least most of the time. And then there's the timing. The second half tempo. Those 2-minute drills, they're basically the NFL equivalent of a fire drill while juggling knives. Yet Shedeur manages to navigate it, throwing the ball accurately under pressure and occasionally giving fans that heart-stopping, did he just do that? Moment. That's the kind of stuff that gets highlights, Twitter threads, and endless YouTube commentary. And here we are, chronicling it like it's Shakespearean drama, except the tragic hero is wearing a helmet and pads. But the reality check is always looming. The Browns still have to deal with their first down struggles, blitz-happy defenses, and the looming presence of Max Crosby and other chaos-inducing defenders. Shedeur's learning the hard way that talent alone doesn't solve these problems. Timing, chemistry, and a little bit of luck are equally important. And Cleveland's QB situation isn't exactly known for smooth sailing, yet